Hey there, it's Tasha Scott here. Welcome, everyone. If this is your first time joining me, I am the owner of Maximized Growth L.L.C, which is a training and development company in Montgomery, Alabama. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. I am currently doing a book review around the 15 Invaluable Laws by Dr. John C. Maxwell. Dr. Maxwell is one of my mentors, and I am considered an executive coach on his team. And I do training, speaking, and coaching. But today we're diving into law number 6 of the book, 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. And this is all about the law of environment. Before we dive in, though, I have a special request. If you could like this video, go ahead and share it out to anyone who you know is really needing information or encouragement around their personal growth journey. And subscribe to this channel because I'm definitely on a mission to inspire and influence influencers and leaders alike. So, law number 6, the law of environment. Question: what area of your life do you feel like you've outgrown? Let me preface this. Everything is not broken. There are some parts of your life that are going really, really well, and you need to just keep doing business as usual. But you know that area of your life where you know and say, you know what, Tasha, I feel stuck. I don't feel like I'm making progress. That's the area right there. And I've said it before, we can fool most of the people some of the time, but it's really hard to fool ourselves. I don't even want you to put in the chat what it is. I just want you to be honest with yourself because we cannot heal what we're not willing to reveal. And we can't grow where we're not willing to go. So, what area of your life have you outgrown? And listen to this by Mark Cain. The first step towards success is taken when you refuse to be captive of the environment that you first find yourself in. My friends, change is inevitable. Change is a necessary part of growth. Have you ever seen that meme with the butterfly and the caterpillar sitting right next to each other? And the caterpillar says to the butterfly, "You've changed." And the butterfly says, "Isn't that the point?" If we're going to change, we cannot neglect that our environment, it needs to change as well, especially in those areas where we feel stuck or stagnant or we've outgrown. So at some point during every person's lifetime, there comes a need to change environments in order to grow. Dr. Maxwell challenged us and he says, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. We need to learn how to surround ourselves with people and spaces and places where it's challenging us higher, not showing off how smart we are or how much we've accomplished. It's possible to change without growing, but it is impossible to grow without changing. We have to learn how to change our attitude as we're embracing these processes. And we have to know the difference between a problem and a challenge. And here's the thing: problems, there's something that we can fix, right? And we all have experienced problems, something that we can grow through. But the first step to change is our attitude. And when we change our attitude regarding a problem, we open ourselves up to so many opportunities for growth. So, today in this video, I actually want to share 6 changes that you can make to your environment. And again, I'm speaking specifically to those people who say, you know what, Tasha, that's me. There's an area right now. I know that I know what it is, that I know I've outgrown that area. I know that growth is not possible in this space. If that's you, don't type what the thing is, but I just want you to put "that's me" in the chat just so I can understand who I'm talking to. And can I just be honest? I have both hands raised for my area. So we're in this together. So are you ready to dive in? 6 changes that we must make about our environment. Number 1, we have to assess our environments, our current environments. Remember what I said, we can't heal what we're not willing to reveal. And so we have to start by assessing where are we now and why do we want to change? We have to get honest. That's a requirement in this first step, is getting honest. Assess where you are. And he says this in this chapter I love. He says, one of the ways to judge whether you're growing and in a conducive growth environment is to discern whether you're looking forward to what you're doing or you're looking back on what you've done. And this not is not necessarily just talking about a job, because I know some people say, they hate getting up in the morning or they dread going to their job. This literally can be any area. Nothing is off limits. So are you looking forward or are you looking back? If the future looks dull, routine, or confining, you may need to start looking to make some changes. That's a clue right there. Assessing where you are and understanding why you want to make the change. Number two, change yourself and your environment. Okay, my friends, I want you to lean in for me and just listen to this. We can't change anyone else. We can't. We cannot change anyone else. The only thing we can do is inspire them and influence them. But the desire to change or the will to want to change has to come from the individual. So just like we can't do that for anyone else, guess what? We have a choice as well. Our choice is to choose to change ourselves and our environment. Facts. This is what Dr. Maxwell says in the book. Change yourself, but not your environment. Growth will be slow and difficult. Change your environment, but not yourself. Growth will be slow and less difficult. Three, change your environment and yourself. Growth will be faster and more successful. If you want to grow, spend time with great people, visit great places, attend great events, read great books, and listen to great messages. Those are just some examples of things that we can do, because my friend, stuck is a mindset when we feel like we don't have any options. That's what stuck means. That's what stuck feels like. But those are some things that you can be doing right now if you want to grow. And my friends who are faith based, because I am, I believe in God. I believe in prayer. I do. I believe that God has plans and purposes for our lives. But did you know that if we are not faithful over the instructions that He's given us, chances are very slim that we're going to know what to do next. So, again, we have a choice. And I hope I'm making sense to you. When we're faithful over what's in front of us, over the instructions that we know, the most obvious thing, when we do that, guess what? The next thing will be revealed to us for sure. So, number three, change who you spend time with. Remember the saying, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. He also goes on to say in here that we literally are the combined average of the five people that we hang around the most. Think about that. Some people need to take inventory of who you're surrounding yourself with. And if you don't feel like you're growing, chances are it's because you are not around growing people. You may be around complaining people. You may be around stuck people mindset. You get to choose. And sometimes it may be just embracing new friends, or it may be getting the right coach, getting the right mentor, on purpose putting yourself in rooms with people that are smarter than you. There's things that you can do to change. I'm not saying you got to throw everybody away. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is some of y'all may need to add people to your circle, because that those people are going to be the ones that help you go up or grow up. Um, Here's an example of the other kind of people you should hang around. He says it's not always comfortable, but it's always profitable to associate with people larger than ourselves. What does that look like? People with integrity, people who are positive, people who are ahead professionally, people who lift us up instead of knocking us down, people who take the high road and never the low, and above all, people who are growing. You cannot take the growth journey alone. We need people. At the end of the day, we need people if we want to reach our potential. But we just have to think long and hard about who we're spending the most time with, thinking about where we're headed, where they're headed, and wondering, or answering, not wondering, but answering, are we going in the same direction? We don't have to be doing the same things, but are we going in the same direction? And that is growth. Number four, challenge yourself in your new environment. Recently, I went to a retreat called Turning Point in Atlanta, Georgia. It was absolutely amazing. One of the things about that retreat, when we first got there, they told us, they said, you have three different levels to choose from. And I chose the highest level. Why? Because I wanted to challenge myself out of my comfort zone. I, on purpose, wanted to put myself in an uncomfortable situation so that it would require me to stretch. And stretching leads to growth. And so sometimes on purpose, every now and then, every blue moon, we need to put ourselves in uncomfortable situations, situations that we can't always run from, situations that we're not always in control of, but situations that at the end of the day, they will challenge us in our new environment. Here's what Dr. Maxwell says: one of the most positive things about being in a growth environment is that it gives you room to fly, but you must be intentional about finding and creating those growth opportunities. Again, you have responsibility. You must develop the habit and discipline of challenging yourself. And so we must learn how to seize those growth opportunities that we have and make the most of them by challenging ourselves. If we're bored, if we are complacent, then on purpose, we need to shake things up a little in our own life and challenge ourselves. Number five, focus on the moment. So, again, going back to this Turning Point retreat that I was just at not too long ago, one of the first things that we did was we did zip line. We had to climb up this rope wall, so to speak, and literally we got hooked up and basically just fly. That's really the equivalent of it. And I remember when I left the ledge of where I was screaming because that's just what I do. I had my eyes closed and I was screaming, and something just said, "Open your eyes, Tasha. Open your eyes. Focus on the moment. Be present." And what a reminder for life that we need to open our eyes, focus on the moment, and be present. Harvey Firestone Jr. says, "Today is when everything that's going to happen from now on begins." Focus on the moment, open your eyes. And number six, move forward despite criticism. Can we just park right here for a minute? Growth always comes, always is underlined, bold, and capped, always comes from taking action, and taking action always brings criticism. But we have to move forward anyway. Have you ever found yourself saying, I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to be all that? I don't want people to think I'm getting the big head. I don't want people, yada, yada, yada. Have you ever found yourself saying that? What happens is we willfully will withhold our gifts. We willfully withhold our talents. We hold ourselves hostage because we don't want to experience criticism. But I think it's time that we literally renew our minds around criticism. Criticism does not have to be the thing that is the nail in the coffin for our potential or our growth. Criticism can actually be a catalyst if we look at it as the gift that it is. And so sometimes criticism is just the right element to move us from comfort to uncomfortable to growth. So again, it's all a matter of perspective. So to reach your potential, we've got to learn how to do what some people literally will tell us that we can't do. But we also have to defy the odds and even do the things that we thought we couldn't do. He says, don't just shoot for what you know you can reach beyond your grasp. Literally learn to take criticism and learn how to let it be your fuel. Let it be your fuel. I have this thing that I say about ego, about how to keep our own ego in check. When we can get to a place where we have nothing to prove, no need to hide, no need to defend, what is criticism? Let me repeat that because some of y'all need to write that down. When we get to a place where we have nothing to prove, no need to hide, and no need to defend, criticism can come my way, but at the end of the day, it does not have to stop me. It doesn't have to stop you, my friend. It can literally be the fuel. And some of us need to thank our critics, because if it wasn't for the critics, we wouldn't be where we are today. So thank you. Someone's opinion of us does not have to be our reality. Sometimes criticism comes because people are speaking their fears, they are speaking through their limitations. And perhaps we don't know the whole story of why, just like they may not know the whole story of us. When you ask for permission, you give someone veto power over your life. I believe we need our support circle. I really do. I believe that we need our mentors, we need our coaches, we need our accountability partners. I really, really do. But I also believe that there comes a time where we have to take responsibility. Again, I'm a woman of faith. I believe in getting my instructions from God and getting my purpose from Him. I truly believe that. So what really matters more than anything is, what does He say about me and what do I say about me? And my support circle, no, they're not going to always tell me what I want to hear. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, because you don't want to surround yourself with just yes people, but you definitely want to surround yourself with growing people. There's a difference. So move forward despite criticism. Don't let it be the thing that stops you. Let it be the thing that fuels you. It is our responsibility as leaders and influencers to create a positive growth environment. The one who's the most self aware is the one who has the responsibility. So, as a leader and influencer, I vow to take responsibility for Tasha, so that when I am in front of others, leading and influencing them, I am doing it from the overflow. I always like to leave these videos with a challenge. And so, my challenge for you is for you to answer this question. I'm not asking you to even say it on here, but I am asking you to say it out loud for yourself or write it down. Is, how will you take initiative today to solidify your growth environment? I just shared 6 things, and I'll repeat those real quick. Assess your current environment. Change yourself and your environment. Change who you spend your time with. Challenge yourself in your new environment. Focus on the moment. Open your eyes. And 6, move forward despite criticism. Which one of those 6 stood out to you as you're answering your question about how you will take initiative today? And my challenge to you is to grow on purpose. Thank you so much for tuning in to this book review around the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by Dr. John Maxwell. Today, we focused on law number 6, the law of environment. And hopefully there was something that was shared with you that will just take you one step closer to who you are destined to be. If you enjoyed this video, my request is to like the video. I also would love for you to subscribe to this channel. And by all means, feel free to share this out to anyone that you know who is on their own growth journey and who could use the encouragement and the equipment. So thank you again for tuning in. I'm Tasha Scott with Maximized Growth, L.L.C, and I will see you next time.